A lot has changed in the world over the past decade. But fortunately, while it continues to ride the winds of the changing world and local markets, real estate is still very much the same. So if you're considering becoming a rental property owner, it's really no surprise. And given the importance of homes for our families and buildings for our businesses, it's not likely to ever change. So then how do you become a rental property owner? Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to become a rental property owner. Not just technical aspects, but the strategic elements that will hurt you if you do not plan for it in advance. First up, you want to learn what it's like to be a landlord. If you're just now getting started, you might not yet understand what it's like to actually be a landlord. For many that get into rental investing, it's great, but being a landlord isn't exactly what they expected. And not knowing what you're getting yourself into can lead to all kinds of mistakes and lots of time and money. Being a rental property owner is great because you can collect passive income from your properties, but good landlords know that you or property manager you hire needs to take an active role in managing that property for it to be successful. This comes in the form of rent collection, periodic inspections, regular maintenance and repairs, communicating with your tenants, managing the property's accounting and taxes, and the list could go on forever. Not to mention the work involved in getting tenants in there in the first place, including marketing on listing platforms and elsewhere, showings and taking applications, screening those applicants, completing the leases, moving your new tenants in, and often it means being on call or having someone you hire being on call around the clock to handle those unexpected repairs and other issues. So is it worth it? Absolutely. Is it a lot of work? Absolutely. Don't underestimate the responsibility, and you'll be able to adapt and manage your properties with ease. Number 2, understand the financials of being a landlord and organize your accounting. This encompasses a number of areas, including rent collection, security deposit collection and holding, getting and maintaining insurance, maintaining your books, and recording tax write-offs, as well as keeping a chunk of reserve for repairs and maintenance. And within each of these areas can include multiple points that need to be managed. Repairs and maintenance are of particular concern as they're pretty irregular. You might know you need to check your property's water heater every 6 to 12 months, but what about sudden repairs? You'll need to have a reserve put away to take care of the inevitable repair job. Otherwise, you risk being caught unprepared, which could result in legal trouble or at the very least a very unhappy tenant. On to our third step, the exciting part: purchase your first property. Purchasing your first rental property isn't going to be much different from purchasing a home for personal use, with some exceptions. So because you can't insure a rental property with mortgage insurance, you need to put more money down on your property. Usually that's at least 20% down, though it could be more. In addition, there are generally higher credit score requirements to purchase property for the purpose of using it as a rental. A few common loan options for purchasing rental property include a conventional loan, commercial investment loan, and second mortgage through refinancing. The type of loan you go with depends on how much funding you have for a down payment, whether you have an existing mortgage that is mostly paid off or has equity, and if you're buying one or more properties at a time. In every case, it's best to speak with a lender to see what your options are before setting yourself on one course or another. Step 4, you need to find tenants for your property. Finding tenants to fill vacancies in your rental properties is a lot easier than ever thanks to listing platforms like apartments.com. There are a lot out there, so to take full advantage of them, you'll want to be putting up your listing on many different sites. That would typically be a ton of work, but fortunately there are tools out there like DoorLoop. DoorLoop has automatic listing tools that allow you to upload your listing to multiple sites simultaneously. Not only are you able to reduce the amount of time it takes to list your units and properties, you can keep track of communication with applications all within the DoorLoop app. So if you want to try out DoorLoop, there's a link down in the description. But whether you choose DoorLoop or not, here are a few of the biggest listing sites that you can list your rental property on. First is Zillow. The OG Zillow remains the biggest property listing site online. It isn't designed specifically for rental properties, but the sheer amount of traffic makes up for that. Plus, you get a free 30-day listing on your first property. Another option is apartments.com. They're the largest rental-specific listing platform. That makes your potential conversion rate on your listing sky high. But to make things even better, apartments.com also owns smaller listing sites, which it automatically puts your listing on those sites as well. Our third option is realtor.com. They don't get as much attention from professionals, but gets quite a bit of traffic, making it another solid option for listing your property. And if you want more ideas on how to advertise your rental property, feel free to check out a guide that we have on DoorLoop's blog. I'll leave it linked down in the description. And your fifth and final step is to get your forms and legal documents in order. There's one aspect of owning rental property that's easily forgotten but critically important: the legal stuff. This part isn't as much fun, I know, but it's absolutely essential if you hope to maintain a healthy and successful rental property investment. Some of the items here include bookkeeping, tracking write-offs for taxes, keeping a copy of every application and tenant lease for your records by law, making yourself aware of fair housing laws, and knowing when and how to properly issue eviction notices. To help make this process a bit easier, we did put together a convenient, completely free resource to access commonly used rental property forms. I'll leave a link for that down in the description. It includes residential and commercial lease agreements, lease termination letters, and eviction notices. Now, before this video is over, there's one more thing that needs to be covered. Do you need a property manager? So a property manager can handle one aspect of the property's maintenance or management, or they can tend to 100% of the property's needs depending on your preference. So that can include things like bookkeeping and taxes, leasing, maintenance and repairs, communications, marketing, and even things like market research and setting the rental prices. Deciding whether to hire a property manager generally comes down to two things: the budget, do you have it, and profit margin, can you justify it? If both of those align, it's often worth hiring someone to take one or more of your tasks off your hands, or even the entire property off your hands. But you have to decide for yourself based on your own preferences. You might prefer to do it yourself, or you might prefer to have a management company do it. Or if you have 1 to 2 properties, you might not need any help yet. So we covered a lot in this video, but it's not going to do you any good if you're not organized properly and have the right tools to get that job done. As a property manager, you need accounting software to keep your books straight, a rental collection tool, something to help you manage maintenance requests, and tenant communications. Plus, don't forget screening, leasing, listing your properties. You get the idea, the list could go on forever, which is why you guys would definitely love DoorLoop. DoorLoop helps you with every single one of those items and a ton more. Plus, you can use it on your phone with an app or on your desktop. So wherever you are, your property data is at your fingertips. Once again, if you guys want to check out DoorLoop, it'll be in the link in the description. So there you have it. Now you can go get a rental property. I hope this video was able to help you out, and if it did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're about to start getting into the rental property journey, then you'll definitely want to subscribe for more tips and tricks. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!